Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and my part, whatever it is, of the mech build. And as you can see, living up to my promise that I was going to alter it drastically, that's exactly what I've done. So now I do think I have altered it for the better. You can see that I've added the front helicopter toy part, and it's looking a lot more mechanized and a lot more mean. The nice thing about this is that the cockpit can open up, and as you can see, the seat for the figure fits very nicely inside it. And I can put the figure in as well. Just a minute. See, this figure is fitting nicely inside the cockpit, and I've obviously now got to build out the cockpit. I've got various bits that I'm looking at to do that. It's not going to be as roomy as the other cockpit of the other mech, but I can still make a nice little cockpit area there. And you will note that the figure can still be seen when the cockpit is actually closed. Yes, it's not as obvious as a transparent cockpit, because as I said, it's tinted, but the figure and everything inside it will still be there, which is good. And moving round to the back, you see that I've cut down the engine structure that I wanted to do to make the thing merge in a lot more and make it the profile a lot more compact. These bits haven't been stuck on yet. I've just put them on there to see where they're going to go, but already the framework is looking okay. I will continue a kind of framework around the whole of the engine to give it engine structure, to give it some kind of cage-like structure, cage-like feel to it. But there you are. That's where we got up to at the moment, and I'm feeling a lot happier now with the mech. So onward and upward. We'll continue fabrication and putting things on, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more work done today. Good. Onward and upward. Here we go. So moving on, you can see how I have been developing the back, and I have squared it out a bit more. In other words, I have kind of hidden the original engine structure behind quite a lot of other greeblies, kind of bulking it out, so to speak. So it's easier to just take you on a tour and let you show, and just to show you what I've done. It's just basically filling out panels of plastic and Nerf parts around the engine structure to make it more square shaped, but also, like I say, a bit more militaristic. I haven't glued the piping on yet, because I still want to build out the structure there at the top. It needs to join with the cockpit a bit better. But there we are. This is coming on. There's still gaps which I'm going to need to fill, but the top is looking okay, and the profile is looking good. It's looking bulky, and it's looking, as I say, aggressive, which is what I wanted. Moving around a bit more. The front, I've adjusted the front. I've taken off some obvious bits of plastic at the front and stuck some more interesting greeblies onto the front of it. I haven't looked into the cockpit yet. That's yet to come. But the cockpit should, if I'm correct, stay up. So the cockpit stays up, as you can see, and I can lower it as well, like that. And moving around, we can see that the general shape is now coming on very nicely. So happy with that. Now what I've got to work on is the top part here, this bit here, because I want to sort of have this joining to this bit. It's looking a little bit thin, and I want to bulk that out a bit more with a bit more interesting, a bit more of an interesting structure there. So that's the next bit. Once that's done, then it's a case of greebling it up with wiring and stuff like that. And but the general the initial the general shape will be there. Okay, so that's what I've got at the moment, and we'll continue. And the final part of the day is just a completion now of the general building. So I've done some more at the back. I've been able to find a way of filling that gap around the cockpit and the back structure there, which is nice. And as you can see, I've also redeveloped the front with an old helicopter toy that I found there. So the whole thing now begins to pop very nicely. The profile of the mech is looking very nice indeed. I like that. Okay, moving around a bit, moving it around so you can see the profile as a whole there. I've also done the cockpit. I started the cockpit anyway. I've put a I've started to develop the cockpit interior. As I say, it's going to be more of a more compact. Perhaps have some joysticks in there. I've realised that I can't put the man in. I've got to put the man in before I develop the cockpit. So when I've developed the whole cockpit, I won't be able to take the man out. That's fine. Like that. And that's what it's looking like at the moment. Just put the cockpit down again. So yeah, the end of a weekend's work, and very happy with how the mech has developed. Much better than it was before. Certainly a lot better than it had than when I had the Bell helicopter cockpit in place. This is looking a lot more classical mech, a lot more aggressive, a lot more militaristic, and yeah. The next step is to, as I say, start the detailing process, the small details of the putting in the wiring. But before I do that, I probably will put in, and I still need to fill in some gaps around here with some filler and stuff like that. But yeah, the general shape now is looking very nice indeed. So it's slowly getting there. Yeah, slowly getting there. And you've just got to persevere. And it starts to pop and come together. Happy with that. I'm very happy with how it's coming on. Right, well, thanks for watching, guys, and until the next time, have a good week, and I'll speak to you again shortly. Bye now.